Hi everyone, Dallas from Alt 1053, waiting for Dallin Weeks of I Don't Know How But They Found Me. Dallin, of course, usually the name that they like to write on my Starbucks cups. Hi Patrick, welcome. That was quick from you. Oh, people jumping in. Hi everyone, yes, Dallin of I Don't Know How But They Found Me, joining me in moments, or we can just call him iDKHOW, that's what their friends know them as. Hey. Should I ask him? Patrick's taking notes. Fantastic. What would you like me to ask him about? All y'all jumping in. Saved by Dow Pal. I'm gonna just assume you're talking about me, Dallas. So. Hi, Jade. Hello. Again, just waiting for Mr. Dallin Weeks of I Don't Know How But They Found Me to join in a moment. Ask him what the most valuable thing he's ever lost is. Touring musicians, they lose things. That's something I've learned a lot. So, we'll see. He's here. Just waiting on the band account to present. There we go. There we go. We're gonna go live here in a moment. Joining and yo.
Hey, Dallas, how are you?
Doing all right. How are you, Mr. Dallin?
Not too shabby. We're staying busy over here.
Yeah, I was just telling them that often when I go to Starbucks, the name that's written on my cup is your name. So
You're kidding me.
it's I get a lot of Dallin. I get
So
Dallin.
I never get my name right back the first time. You know how when you introduce yourself to someone, say, "Hi, my name is," and then I give them my name, and most of the time they repeat it back to you, and I've never gotten it back right the first time. It's always Dallas or Darren or Devin, and the weirdest one I ever got was Gabe. Like I
Okay.
said, "Hi, my name is Dallin," and they went, "Gabe?" And I said, "No, not even a little bit close."
You would think it's not that hard. Like it's
No,
two
no, no.
syllables. I have the same issue in person and on the phone. Every time I'm placing an order anywhere, they're like, "What was that?" So I say it like Dallas, like the city, and it works. But
Yeah, at least you've got that going for you. I have no point of reference. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I appreciate that.
well, I want to talk a little bit about a lot of the things that are going on in the IDK How world. First of all, how's Ryan doing?
He's good. He's still living in LA, so that's why he's not here with me most of the time when I do these things. But anytime that we are together, we always, we jump on him together. But he's good, staying healthy, and I think he's coming back here to Salt Lake City in a couple weeks so we can do some more work.
Being a duo, there's only two of you. What was it about Ryan that made you want to get down on one knee and ask him to be your single bandmate?
That's so romantic. I guess we've just known each other for over a decade. We used to be in a band together before I played for Panic, and he was just always my go-to guy anytime I needed to lay some drums down. And so when I started to record the stuff for I Don't Know How, I just kept calling him in, and we got hanging out more, and we started talking about playing these songs live just for fun. And so it all happened just really organically. I mean, he was in a similar situation to me, employed in a band and just wanting to do something else. And so it just progressed naturally, really.
Well, now we are, several years into the project, getting ready for the debut record to finally drop. And the name of the record, Razzmatazz. I've seen people on Twitter calling you Mr. Razzmatazz as well. Is that a character that you would like to go by?
I prefer Dr. Razzmatazz. I didn't spend 8 years in Razzmatazz Medical School to be called Mr. Razzmatazz, so I prefer Doctor. But no, that name came from an old children's television music education program that they would show us when I was in elementary school. The teacher would wheel in that old TV strapped to the cart and play this VHS tape of a Canadian-based music show called The Music Machine. And she would always start every episode by asking the music machine to play us some Razzmatazz. So I never forgot that. So I kind of incorporated it into some lyrics into one of the songs, and that ended up being the title track.
Yeah, Ryan has said on Twitter that's the hardest track to drum on the entire record. So.
Yeah. It's also the most fun for me to play on bass. So my heart goes out to him, of course. But it's too much fun.
It's one that, hopefully before too long we can get to hear live. And I know you're a big Flaming Lips fan. And like earlier in this whole quarantine thing, the Flaming Lips performed on Colbert. Everybody was in bubbles.
Yeah,
and
I saw that. It was so cool.
It's like the thought at that time, is this going to be the future of concerts? We've seen several different iterations of live shows these days. What are you envisioning for when concerts come back, what they'll look like?
It's hard to say. I feel like everyone's sort of grabbing at straws right now because live music, as far as, getting that part of the arts and music industry reopened and functioning again is probably pretty low on everyone's lists of priorities. So everyone's trying to do their best to figure out how to, keep live music alive. And I keep seeing the same things you are, people trying different things. Some of them are really cool. And there's been talks about us trying something like that in October, closer to the album release date. But of course, as much as we want to play live, keeping everyone safe is the biggest priority. So if we can't do it safely, then we just won't be able to do it. But we're trying to figure out if there's a way that we can.
Seems like you guys did a really good job of keeping everyone safe in the filming of a music video. Obviously, the Leave Me Alone video just dropped. Was that like just a whole different experience trying to film that, in this era?
Yeah, it was really complicated and ended up taking about twice as long as a normal shoot would. But like I said, the safety was the highest priority for us. There was talks about making a music video, and I was thinking of how we could make one that looks interesting and fits our whole, fictional storyline that we've created, but at the same time keeps everybody safe. So we had a COVID compliance officer on site, and we started to incorporate social distancing and mask wearing and, these plastic bubbles and, a sterile isolation into the music video. And I think that it all ended up working out really well.
It looked like the right kind of video for the times.
Yeah.
Things being said. Obviously, there's a lot of imagery, retro computers in, what we've seen for Leave Me Alone so far. I'm curious, you seem to have some sort of obsession with, like, old technology. Do you have anything in your home? Do you own, like, a Laserdisc player in one of your rooms?
Well, there's a few things that I have in my basement that usually end up being props for music videos, like cassette tapes and cassette tape players and things like that. But that retro futurism aesthetic that you're talking about is something that we've tried to aim for. Another good example of it would be this Jonah Hill movie on Netflix called Maniac. It was Jonah Hill and Emma Stone. I think it came out like a year or two ago. But the whole aesthetic in that movie is a lot of the same retro futurism, which I thought was really, really cool. So when it came time to do this video for Leave Me Alone, it's supposed to be a prequel to another video that we did called Do It All the Time. That was the name of the song. But that one was a little bit more retro and less futurism, so we decided to use more of the retro futurism for this one.
Now, with cassette tape sort of selling again, you can find them at Urban Outfitters, drive-in movies being back into the mainstream. Is there any old tech you'd like to see like make a comeback, like VHS tapes, perhaps?
Maybe not so much VHS tapes. I mean, they're certainly useful, I think, if you're making art or making content, whatever it is that you crazy kids do nowadays. But as far as a medium for consuming like movies and TV, it's probably not the best. just because of the look and the sound quality isn't the greatest. So it's more of a nostalgia factor when it comes to like VHS stuff and things like that. But it is cool to see that cassette tapes are becoming to be a thing again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to make some up for this record or not. I hope that we do because they're fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I would rock a Razzmatazz cassette tape in my cassette player. So by all means. But before I let you go here, I'm curious. It's obviously been a weird year. Are we maybe gonna get a iDKHOW Christmas song for 2020?
Ryan and I have been talking about that, and it's something that I am always up for. I love Christmas music. I know that's kind of really divisive. You either love it or you hate it. I'm in the love it camp. So the wheels are starting to turn a little bit. Hopefully we can, get something like that rolling and do something special for Christmas this year. I think that'd be really cool.
What is your favorite Christmas song?
Oh man, again, really divisive. I know that people either love or hate this song, but it's "Christmas Time Is Here" by Dave Brubeck, I think, and it's on the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack. But I have always loved that song, and to me, it's just not only a great Christmas song, but a great example of like really good jazz music. So that's the one for me.
How about favorite 2000s indie rock band? I've seen you mention like I'm a Robot, Louis the 14th. You get a little deeper on there.
Yeah, Louis the 14th and I'm a Robot are probably my favorites when it comes to early 2000s indie rock. Both of those bands, I think, are criminally underrated and deserve a second chance by anyone who has access to Spotify or YouTube. Look those bands up and listen to them. You'll definitely be glad you did.
Alex Sieber obviously has gone on to do some very big things. So
yeah, I think all of them have really. Everyone in that band. A couple of the guys formed a really great electronic dance duo called Oliver. I'm not sure that they're still doing it now, but also a really great catalog. And then their bass player Justin Melville Johnson is a world-class producer of a lot of songs that the people watching are probably really familiar with. But everyone in that band is still doing really great stuff. But that first record that they made is perfect. It's just flawless.
Yeah, we could nerd out about early 2000s indie rock all day, but I'm going to let you get on with your day. I hope that we get to hear more from Razzmatazz very soon before it drops on October 16th, but stoked that the debut record's finally getting out in the world.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you taking the time to give me a ring and let me talk about this stuff and for playing our song. It means the world, so thank you.
Absolutely. We started Rock and Choke, and you guys gave me the best liner I've got in my collection. So
oh, no.
I don't know if it's you or Ryan that called us Alt 1035, but I use it all the time. So
all right.
Thank you guys for that.
Oh, man. We're so terrible at those. But we'll owe you a better one in the future. So,
by all means. Well, rock that Razzmatazz suit, keep it dry cleaned, and I'm sure you'll have to bust that out a few times.
Please.
Out here.
All right. Well, thanks again, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too.